What's up, everybody? Hey, this is the third hour. Hey, Conversations with Cogee, and it's getting hot, baby. And we start studying, and we got a stud on the phone right now. Mr. David Smith, what's up with you, buddy?
Nothing much, man. Just listening to your show.
Oh, man. Hey, are you liking it so far, man?
Oh, yeah. Very inspirational, for sure, man.
Thank you, man. Do you feel like we touching our village today?
Oh, you sure are, man. You're touching me.
That's cool, man. Thank you very much. You know what? People been asking us right now since the break, how did you lose the weight?
Well, basically, I started eating, 5 to 6 meals a day, but at first I did like a calorie restrictive diet where I lost like a lot of weight, probably about 150 pounds, and then I hit a plateau, and my friend Chris, he suggested that we try carbohydrate cycling, which is basically I would have like low carb days, then stack it up with a high carb day. But it's all good carbs though.
Right. Okay. There it is. And let me get to this point real quick. I hear you got a new lady in your life, man. You're doing great right now. Tell us about this lady real quick, fast as you can, my brother.
Definitely. Her name is Megan, and we've been dating over a year and a half, and it's funny. She's a lot younger than me, but it's funny because she's had more dating experience than I have.
Okay, that's all good. I hear you. Hey, Megan, what's up, baby? So she's making you happy, man?
Definitely, man. Yeah, she's a godsend. I mean, she's been helping me through a lot of stuff, and she's been with me through a lot of hard stuff too. So.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, have you ever heard of a singer named Kim?
Kim? I don't know if I have or not. I maybe.
Yeah.
I just have to hear. I just have to hear one of their songs, and I'll probably listen to it.
Yeah. We grew up play one of these songs, man. You and your girl, you have to like lay back and chill and listen to his music, man. The guy, hey, he's hot. He's gonna come on next. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I want to do. Like I said, I want to thank you for being on the show today. But I want you to finish listening, man, and checking out his story and listening to what all he's doing, man. And hey, he's making some real good music that's changing the world right now. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome, man.
Yeah, he's a
definitely
part.
For sure.
He's a part of the village right now. But I definitely want to thank you for being on the show. But you know what? What's your website and everything? I want people to see you, man. You look good, man.
Thanks, man. I don't really have a website or anything, but you can find. I'm doing some stuff on ReshapeTheNation.com.
Okay.
And that's basically a website where me and my buddy Chris, he has the show on ABC. And we're doing some online stuff on there, and of course you can find me on Facebook under David Elmore Smith. I have a page on there, so
okay,
check me out.
All right, man.
I'm there to help.
Okay,
I'm there to help anybody that needs any help. So
all right, hey, and you also check out Monty Sanders with Optimum Fitness. All right, be sure to check him out too.
Okay. For sure, man.
All right. So, hey, stay tuned in, man, and thank you for being on the show. And you are inspiration, and you definitely are, a game changer. All right?
Thanks, man. I really appreciate
it.
Everybody up in Las Vegas, stay cool like me in Arizona.
There it is, man. All right, my brother. You take it easy.
All right.
Bye-bye. Hey, so everybody, I want y'all to just get ready. Hey, we ready to make it hot right now. We want all the women to really, get to your radios. Turn them up. If you're in your cars, we're going to bring this brother on. He'll be on in a few minutes. We're going to take a break for a minute. Then we're going to come right back, and we're going to get this man in. And, hey, we're going to get the show started. All right? Conversations with Cogee. And thanks again, David Smith. All right? And we'll be right back.
Makes any difference.
Hey, this is your boy Cogee. Hey, we back. Hey, you know what? This is a special moment. Miss Peaches.
Yes, Cogee, I'm here.
Okay, hey, let me say this real quick, and then we're going to get Cam in real quick, Mr. Cam Owens.
Okay.
We get ready to do it big on this show. You a female. Yeah. How hot is this guy? Come on.
Oh, man, his music is just so deep, so soulful. It's like his whole heart is in it, and you know what? Pop his CD in. You're going through something, you want to make a special moment with your man, pop it in. You guys will not be disappointed. He's got great music and a huge heart and a huge soul.
And there it is. Well, you know what? Let's not wait no long. Mr. Cam Owens, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. So did I bring you in good enough, sir?
Absolutely. You did it right, man. I didn't know all of that about myself.
Hey, but you know what? It's a lot of people that didn't know that about you, man. How, hey, you pulled yourself up out of that situation. But like I said, everything on this show is positive. We touching our village. We making sure that it happens. And I want to thank you, and my village wants to thank you from the bottom of our heart for doing this for us today, coming on to the show, Second Chance Achievers.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
All right. So let's get rolling. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, brother.
All right. Here we go. When you look back at the impossible, what made it possible for you to get off drugs, alcohol, and just to kick that whole habit?
You know, my whole life, man, I always tell people, man, that I'm only here by God's grace, you know, and a lot of prayers, you know, and it's something that I don't take lightly, you know, and I've been blessed to be able to live in my gifting. I look at what I do as a ministry. And because of my circumstances, you know, I try to reach out to others and help them, inspire them, encourage them to overcome whatever they're going through.
Right. And you definitely been doing that. But when you was younger and you said you got addicted, you know, to the alcohol, drugs, and all that, what made it available for you like that? What were you going through in your life to where, you know, that just could consume you?
You know, well, then we didn't have the labels of childhood depression and ADHD, you know. I know that I had that going on in my childhood as well as in my adolescence. You know, early on I was, you know, sexually abused, emotionally abused, verbally abused, self-esteem was shot. You know, so the ground was fertile, you know, for me to look for something outside of myself to make me feel okay, to make me feel comfortable in my own skin, if you will, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, man, drugs and alcohol, you know, they filled that void for a time, and you know, once you start doing that, once you start looking to really anything outside of yourself, you know, to fill a void, it can become destructive, you know, and that's exactly what happened to me in my life, and my parents, you know, threw me out of the house when I was 19. I don't believe that anybody comes from a functional family, so to speak.
Right.
You know, there's a little bit of dysfunction with everybody, you know, but the dynamic in my house started to change. My family started to get better. They started to get healthier, and I wasn't a part of that program, you know. So I you know, for the sake of the family, I needed to be out of the house, and so at 19, I was out on the streets, you know, and there began my downward spiral into to active alcohol and drug addiction.
Right. So when you was out there, did somebody introduce you to that you looked up to, or was you just running in a clique?
You know, I kind of, you know, I was a happy-go-lucky kind of cat, man. So I rolled with everybody, and you know, I was around people who smoked weed, or who were drinking, or who you know, and they were partying, but they didn't have that thing. You know, there's something about, you know, people with addictive personalities, man. Everybody doesn't have that. Yeah, I was hanging out with cats who did those things, right, but I'm the only one out of that clique that ended up where I was. Right. You know, they were ready to go home after the party. I'm ready to, you know, I'm trying to get 3 days in, you know, of
right,
consecutive parties, you know.
Right.
You know, I didn't have any. There was no more peer pressure on me than there is on any other teenager, you know. But the ground that I walked on was fertile, you know, to plant the seed of addiction, you know.
Right.
So that's where I went.
Right. And what would you say to that kid, you know, that's out here right now, that's living everything you said a minute ago and leaving their parents just to wonder? What would you say to that kid?
I would say that you know, my hope is for anyone who has an addictive problem, that, you know, that they surrender, you know, that they but, you know, the first thing is recognizing that there's a problem, you know, and one of the challenges of being young is that you know, we think we know everything, and we think that we're invincible, and you know, so the first thing is acknowledging that there is a problem, you know, and if especially nowadays, man, there's so many resources. The resources are right at our fingertips, from 12-step programs, treatment centers, to counselors at school. You can get information on the internet. If you have a problem and you acknowledge that you have a problem, then then reach out for help. The help is there. 90% of the battle, is admitting that there's a problem and being willing to do whatever it takes in order to overcome whatever your situation may be. And it's going to take what it takes, for us to reach our bottom. And some of us don't make it, man. A lot of people in addiction, a lot of people out there who suffering won't make it.
Right.
But for those who want to make it and are sick and tired of being sick and tired, there are resources available, to help pull you up, but only you can make that decision.
Right.
You have to be beat up enough to make that decision for yourself.
You're definitely right. So with all the things that's going on in Hollywood with the different actors, I ain't going to go through naming names, but with a lot of things that's going on in Hollywood, what would you say about that situation right now to some of the younger people in Hollywood that's coming up right in that batch right now? What would you say to them?
There's a misconception, in our society, and particularly, when it comes to celebrity and fame and dysfunction and addiction and these issues. There's this conception, even the word rehab, has been abused and mistreated. And you don't go to a place for 2 weeks and come out and you're cured.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that.
Right? You don't come out and you don't go to a place for 2 weeks and then you back out, back out at your making records or in a film, and especially with fame and money, it's very difficult to really grasp the principles and the tools that are necessary to get sober or to meet that specific challenge of addiction. It's very difficult to get to that place, to maintain it. When you're in this fishbowl and you're in this this room and this lifestyle of smoke and mirrors where nothing is real and people are telling you what you want to hear, and you got all the money and you have all of these resources at your disposal to be destructive. It's difficult, so it requires that, recovery requires that, you hunker down somewhere and get real with yourself, and the word rehab and rehab it's become watered down, and that doesn't mean that it's not a valuable tool. It's a beginning and a start for sure, and and I've definitely benefited from it. But it's not the, that's not the end all be all. There's a lot of work, continuous work,
right,
lifestyle change, right, that has to take place over the course of your life. It's not, you don't get cured. I'm not cured. I'm just, I do what's necessary. Yeah, I do what's necessary in order to keep my disease in check.
Right, I hear you. Hey, and you're doing a great job, my brother. So let me ask you a question. How hard is it with your day-to-day to stay on track? People are battling that every day with what they're going through. How hard is it to stay on track?
Well, I'm not dealing with my problems today are not a result of drugs and alcohol. That's been far removed from my psyche and from my life.
Okay.
Well, I won't say from my psyche because I think about it. I'm around it all the time. But
right,
I'm not white knuckling it trying to stay sober. I'm living life. I'm dealing with life on life's terms. At this point in my life. Only when you talk about 12-step programs, only one step actually talks about alcohol, or if you're in NA, only one step talks about drugs, and that's the first step. The rest of it is about you.
Right. You definitely right on that.
It's not about the substance. It's about who we are and what we're dealing with and our character defects and doing inventory on ourselves and figuring out what's going on with us and ourselves. So my keeping myself in check is about doing those things. Is about working a program of recovery to make sure that I'm living the way that God would have me live. That I'm moving. I'm always moving in a positive direction. Doesn't mean that I'm perfect. Lord knows I got all kinds of faults and demons, but I acknowledge those things, and they don't have me. I have them.
Right.
My life is manageable. So But it's it's definitely, it's a day-to-day grind to try to be a good man or a good woman, regardless of whether you have an addiction problem or not. So
Right.
I'm really doing the same thing everybody else is doing.
Oh, you're definitely doing that. Hey, and you're doing it right, man. Like I said, you're a role model and you're doing your thing. We're going to go to my phone lines right now and show you some love. Conversations with Cogee. How you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. So you want to give my man Kim some love?
Yes, hi. Congratulations on everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
You want to say anything else?
I think we have a bad connection.
I can
You're
hear
going
you.
in and out.
Oh, okay. I can hear you. You might be in a bad area.
Okay, let me try to move around a little bit.
All right. Because we got my man on here. He want to hear you. Okay, try it now because we got to keep it moving. Okay, we'll come back. All right. Kim.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm sorry about that, man. The phone lines, I guess they're in a bad area. I think she tried to call in twice. But you got a lot of love from the people, man. But it's a lot of people out here that they have been out there, like I said, down and out, this, that, and the other. And they done lost their voice, man. They done lost their gift. How did you hold on to your gift? No matter what you went through, how low you got, how did you hold on to your gift?
Well, my music. I've loved music ever since I was a toddler. I was born in Nashville. I started trying to play the piano in Nashville, and so music has always been a part of my life, part of my psyche, and so it's always been with me, even throughout my addiction. A lot of the songs that are on my first album, Chemistry. Some of those songs were cultivated in the rescue mission, in the midst of my addiction, so it's always been a part. It's always been my dream. It's kind of, God is the reason why I'm sober, but music has definitely been, something that has pulled me along, and it's been a mainstay in my life.
Right. Do you ever have any people in Hollywood? Do people call you and talk to you or try to get inspiration from you?
Not so much, but I'm available, to anybody that, I consider that to be my job. So, anybody who has my information or knows, my story, I'm more than willing to lend a helping hand, or a listening ear, or words of encouragement to anyone who needs that in their lives.
Right, definitely. Hey, and there's a lot of people that need it. And we got a lot of listeners, that's really listening today. But another thing I want to ask you, did you ever street perform? I know you love to sing. Did people used to ask you to sing a lot? Or did you hustle for money singing, with your hat down on the ground or anything?
No, nobody wanted to hear me sing, dog.
Oh, wow.
Nobody wanted to hear me sing, man. I always got thrown off the pianos, There were people who appreciated what, they appreciated my passion for it. I've had people who, there were definitely people who supported what I was doing. Some of the cats that I was doing music with as a teenager. There was a clique of people that I ran with, but for the most part, man, it was like, this was all stuff that was like in my head, and
Right.
I probably spent more time getting thrown off of pianos than I did actually getting encouragement in the beginning.
Wow, so they slipped on you big time, huh?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. So what made you not give up? Like you said, okay, you already at your low, you're getting pushed off the piano stool. What made you not give up?
I knew that a big part of my what was going on in my life was that alcohol and drugs were my problem.
Right.
So, I know that played a part in it, and so I couldn't be too mad at people not wanting me, stinking up their restaurants, or being drunk and slobbering all over myself in hotels, or I kind of that went with it, with the lifestyle that I was living. But I kind of, I don't think that God gives anybody a vision, or I don't think that he plants, these seeds of dreams into our lives, in vain.
Right.
And it's something that just, anybody who has a passion, or who has followed their passion, or who is living their dream,
right.
They know what that pull is. There's something that always pulls me to it, and and I really felt, in my heart of hearts that I had something to offer. And there were those people along the way who believed the same thing. It was just that I needed to get this other Kim out of the way first.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question. With you being sober and you're doing your thing now and you're on track, do you still, this is what other people run into that I know, do you still have people that offer you a drink or offer you drugs or anything that know you don't do it? Do you still have those people that do that?
I do not.
Okay.
And, nobody who knows that, no one who knows my story or who works on my behalf or who's around me, nobody, that wouldn't even, no, that never happens.
Right.
People, if I'm in a social situation, people might offer me a drink. I can't recall in sobriety where I've been offered drugs, because I'm just not in that, I'm not in that environment, and I'm not surrounded. I don't even attract that kind of energy.
Right.
But if I'm in a social environment, somebody may offer me a drink. If you sit down at a restaurant, they want to know if you want a drink or, do you want a glass of wine? And it's real simple for me. No, I want not today. I want to have a drink today. I don't need to go into it. People drink, and I understand that. And I'm not out here trying to, keep people from drinking. If you can drink, more power to you. If I could drink, I'd be drinking too.
Right.
But I can't. So I'm not. I'm not a prohibitionist. I mean, So it's, my life is real simple.
I hear you, Miss Peaches. Chime in.
I mean, what he's saying is so true. We live in a society where yes, there's alcohol everywhere all the time. So just like with the guests before that talked about eating as a choice and alcohol as a choice. Everything is a choice, Cogee. We've talked about this before on the show.
Right. And this man definitely is a second chance achiever. I mean, he's really putting it down, and I'm really proud of you. But, to that person out there, Kim, that's going through this right now, and they still drinking, then they stop. Then they drink again, then they stop. Can we give them some words of encouragement? What would you want to say to that person? But they are trying, but they kick and go.
Well, you got to keep. I mean, the only way through is out. The only way out is through. So if don't give up. Don't quit quitting. And it's not, an addiction. It's not something that you can do by yourself. So. The thinking that brought you to where you are in your addiction is not the same thinking that is going to get you out of it. Right. So you got to be retrained, and learn some new things, and there are plenty of resources, plenty of 12-step organizations, that are highly effective, at dealing with these issues of addiction, and they work. You just got to be beat down enough to where you're willing to do that. And there's no shame in surrendering and asking for help. Not really, And if you can either, so you can do it that way, or you can continue to let your addiction beat you down, and hopefully you'll have enough, and become sick and tired of being sick and tired, and walk into somebody's treatment facility, or walk into a AA or NA or OA or whatever your A is.
Right.
Walk into one of those meetings and start to recover.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let me do this. We got some more love for you on the phone right now. We're gonna go to a phone call. Conversations with Cogee. How you doing today?
What's going on, Cogee? This is Cleaner Than the Board of Health.
Cleaner Than the Board of Health. What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm blessed today, man. Hey, it's star power coming through the show today, baby.
I'm hearing it on the airwaves, sir. Big shout out to Blaze, to Smooth, to Jade, to Miss Peaches.
I hear you. The whole crew said, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, what's up, man?
So, what you think about my guest that's on right now, Mr. Cam?
Man, I just want to commend you first of all for your success that you've had in the industry, but more importantly, for taking the time out today to let the listeners know about your story, and because what my mentors told me was the same wind blows on us all. You know what I mean? Like we all encounter obstacles and speed bumps in our lives. However, it's all about how you set your sail. So what he was saying. He's been through a lot, kicked out at 19. But the thing is, he knew that there was something greater out there than himself. And I think that's where, even with your speaker from earlier, David, that was losing the weight. Once you find something that's bigger than yourself, then you start to focus in on your goals. So, I can relate a little bit to what Kim was saying, to what David was saying earlier. It all boils down to also who you surround yourself with as well. I mean, you need that support system no matter what you're going through. There's people that you have in your lives that can bring you down, and there's people who you can incorporate in your lives who can uplift you. So you just be conscious of all that stuff. Again, big shout outs to Kim, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to reach the listeners today.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, my brother. Hey, I appreciate it, man. You put it down. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. We appreciate the love.
Hey, Cogee, keep doing your thing, man. I mean, this is, this platform is amazing that you have right now. So keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. You take it easy, man. Holler at me, okay?
All right, man. Take it easy.
No problem.
All right. So we're going to go to another caller real quick.
Hello.
How you doing? Welcome to Conversations with Cogee. You on?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank
Teresa.
you. Hey, Teresa, what's up with you?
How are you doing? I just want to let you know that I am so proud of you. I'm proud of what you're doing, your talk show, and everything. And if you still have Kim on the line, I want to tell him that I'm proud of what he's doing, where he came from, where he's going. I've seen him live about 3 different times. And for those of you all who haven't seen him, you need to go see this brother and his band because he does an excellent job. And that's why I've been back to see him so many times. And so, I'm proud of him. And I'm more than proud of you, Cogee.
And I appreciate it.
Because of our connection.
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the connection you and I share.
Oh, yeah.
So
hold on.
I don't want to tell you.
Hold on 1 second. Cam's on the line.
Okay.
He's on here. Go on and talk to him real quick.
Kim, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it.
I'm doing fine. For all the listeners, I am Cogee's oldest son's father, and I am so proud of him. He's always been an excellent father, role model for my son, and I'm just great and just so happy and ecstatic with all of his success that he has. And like I said, I'm also proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
And so you keep doing what you're doing.
So let me ask you something real quick. When people come to his concerts, what should they expect? Come on, let's get him on his radar right now. They're already on his radar, but for the people who don't know, hey, come on, let them know.
Well, when they go to his concert, one thing that I enjoy about the Kim concert, a lot of times you buy people CDs and then you go hear them live and they don't sound nothing like their CD or anything. But this brother, when you go see him, he sounds exactly like he sounds on his CD. And that is the main thing that I enjoy. You're not getting no fakeness or anything. It is all the way live with him. And he's just on point and sound like the CD. So that's why, like I said, I patronize the brother every time, I can. Every time he comes to town, I'm there, standing up, rooting for him, singing, share my world, and everything else.
Where all have you traveled to see him at?
Well, I've seen him in Cincinnati. I've seen him in Louisville. Those are the 2 places that I've seen him at, and I've enjoyed him at both locations.
Okay, there it is. It's on you, Mr. Cam.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, and Cogee, you keep doing the good job that you're doing, okay?
Okay, you too, and I appreciate you too. All right?
All righty, okay.
All right, take it easy.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay.
So we back in, Cam. Hey, you getting all the love, man. Definitely. And you deserve it. But you know what? Let me ask you another question. When you was down on your luck, and like you said, when American Express, you said they made a mistake and sent you the line of credit, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you think to yourself, like, should I? Or shouldn't I? Or was it, oh, it's dream is great to happen?
No, I mean that was when I applied for it. That was the goal. The goal was to record a CD.
Okay.
So I knew what I was going to do with it. But it's I mean, and it was a scary time. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is being able to move forward in spite of how you feel. And if you want the, sometimes you got to go out on the limb in order to get the fruit. You know what I mean? So we did that, and the rest is history.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely history, man. You done made history. You doing it big. But just a second, one of my panel mates want to ask you a question. Smooth, go ahead.
Yeah, man, this is Smooth. I just wanted to ask you, how did you know it was a mistake when they sent it to you?
The line of credit.
Oh, that was a joke.
Oh,
look.
I thought, because when we heard your promo earlier, I thought
Right.
it was really...
Yeah, me too. Hey, you fooled me too. I thought it was the same thing.
I thought they made a mistake too.
How did I end up with an American Express card? I mean,
okay.
that was
Okay.
a joke.
Man, that was God. That was meant for you
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
great.
Definitely. So when your music got out there, and like I said, when you first got contacted from the record company saying that, hey, you on, we want you, take us back to that feeling. How did all that happen real quick?
We sold CDs out of our trunk, man, and the big thing was putting the music in the hands of the people.
Right.
And the people of Detroit first, and then we ended up, selling them online and selling them in Washington and Chicago, getting airplay in Miami. So it was really an organic thing. We started to make noise in the industry without having a label behind us. So we were selling CDs, moving products on our own. I had airplay. We had airplay before we had a record deal. So we were making small waves, but waves nonetheless before we had a deal. So that's how we got the attention of the industry. And 8 months after I had released the Chemistry CD on my own label, we were sitting down with Kadar Massenberg over at Motown talking about a 5-album deal. So it was really about putting the music in people's hands. If you can prove that you have something that people want to buy, it's only a matter of time before industry comes knocking at your door.
Right. But it's after that grind, right? You got to put in your work.
Got to grind.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
What do you want to say to your public, man? To all the people that supported you, man, like you said, from back in the day all the way up to now. What do you want to say to them?
I thank everybody who's bought a Chem CD, who's come to a show, who supported this music. It's not only a blessing to me, but it's a blessing to everybody that works on my behalf. It's a blessing to everybody who makes the kind of music that I make, from Anthony Hamilton to Jill Scott to John Legend and whoever else's name you want to throw in that hat. We don't take your love and your support for granted. So just a big thank you. And if you want to find out where we're going to be, if we're coming to a city near you, you can log on to musicbychem.com and get all of that information and get all my Twitter and Facebook information there. And we'd love to hear from you.
Okay. And what about the convention you got coming up? You got something coming up recently?
We're doing I'm doing a fundraiser here in the city of Detroit, where I live, and it's called Mac and Third. And I'll be performing. It's a free concert. It's a food drive. We're feeding the homeless. We are collecting donations for different organizations in the community that help the homeless, that help the drug addicted, that help women who are single parents, or women who've gotten out of prison and are transitioning back into mainstream society. We're raising money for all these folks, man, or all these organizations, so that there'll be places for people to go who need help, just like there was a place for me when I needed help. So I'm on the show, of course, and Morris Day and the Time are coming out, and they're gonna perform also. So it's a good look for the city. You can log on to macandthird.org and get all the information on that if you want to make a donation. You can watch it live. If you're not in Detroit, obviously, you can watch it live. It'll be streamed live, and that's on August 28th, which is this Sunday coming up. The event starts at 1 o'clock. I'll go on probably about 6, and then Morris and the Time are coming on after me, and it'll be streamed at macandthird.org, MACK and AND third, THIRD, macandthird.org. Check us out.
Okay, there it is. So before you go, I got one more thing to ask you. For our public out there who's going through, like I said, drugs and alcohol, let them have some words of encouragement, to kick it and move on and have a great life.
Sometimes you have to give up your way of doing things. You have to give up on your ideas of how to overcome. It's like I said before, it's like, my best thinking got me to some of the darkest places in my life. So I needed to change my thinking. I needed to make room for a power greater than myself to come in and show me how to live. And that applies not only to people who are dealing with substance abuse, but I mean, if you're an overeater, if you're a sex addict, if you spend too much money, if you can apply the principles of recovery to any area of your life. God is, we were put here to have a good life and help and to love each other, and you can get to that place. I'm living proof. If I can make it, anybody can make it. Anybody can make it. If you're willing to put in the work and you surrender, and let go and don't give up before the miracle happens.
There it is, man. Hey, and I want to thank you for being on the show today. Like I said, I'm a supporter, I'm a fan, I'm a brother, and I'm definitely an ally for you. Anytime you need to come through the show for anything, I'm here for you. All right?
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. God bless you and all your endeavors.
Okay. Thank you very much, and you have a nice day.
All right, brother. Bye.
All right. Take it easy. There it is, everybody. That was my man Cam. Hey, doing his thing, dropping that wisdom. Hey, the show just been on fire. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out for a minute, and I'll be right back. Conversations with Cogee. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, it's Cogee. We back in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, today's show's done been star-studded. You know what? I hope I done it for y'all today. Hey, I come here and I work hard for y'all, and I set these things up, and you see when things ain't going my way, I get off the phone and get it going for y'all to make sure that it happens. Miss Peaches.
Cogee, what an awesome show.
I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I go through for my village. I go through it for y'all because I love y'all. I want y'all to have the knowledge. And like I said, I want to thank Mr. Monty Sanders today for being on the show with Optimum Fitness. Check out the DVD. And like I said, don't bootleg the man stuff. Go on and buy it. Mr. Todd Bridges with Killing Willis. Check out the book. Mr. David Smith, who lost all the weight, you know what I'm saying, to show people they can do it. And Cam, R&B soul singer. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we down to 30 seconds. Hey, thank you, Miss Peaches. You did a great job today.
Thank you very much for having me, Cogee. I'm always a pleasure with
All right. Thank you, Smooth. You done a great job today.
Always be a pleasure to be a part of it, man.
All right. And like I said, everybody, I got to talk fast. Got to do it quick. Hey, it's been second-time achievers. Hey, we all put it down, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Much love to y'all. This is Cogee. I'm out, baby. All right.
Now been listening to Conversations with Cogee. Check out past shows, upcoming events. Pray for me and stay for me. You dig?